What's going on YouTube? This is DreThePlug coming at you guys with some more technical heat. Definitely hit that subscribe button so you guys can stay up to date every single time I drop some technical heat. But in this video specifically, I'm actually going to show you guys a component that I never even touched, never used, never even seen this in school or heard anybody talk about it. But it's basically called a hit module. It's like a hit sensor or a knock sensor. Basically what it does is once something is hit on it or somebody touched it or it vibrates in such a way, once the sensor feels that vibration or that motion, there's a spring inside that will move and basically activate an electronic component, activate a project. Okay, so this is the hit module, aka the knock sensor. Those are like the two names for it. So basically, once anything hit this top area where you see the spring, it'll basically kind of act as a switch and turn things on and off based on the vibration of the spring. So basically, if you hit that area, you knock it, it feels any type of vibration, it can activate it and turn something on. And then once it goes back to its normal state, which is right now, it'll pretty much just turn off. So you have your S for your signal, of course. Your middle one, you have that for your voltage, typically 5 volts. But like I say in all my videos, you can pick the different type of voltage besides the 5 volts. You can pick the 3.3 volts, and then all the way to the other side you have your negative sign, which is your ground, because you need to have a ground inside any circuit once you end up hooking up electricity, which I always mention. So let's actually make a project. Let me actually show you guys how this is used. Okay, so jumping into my basic project so I can actually show you guys how to actually use this module. I'm gonna just turn off the light real low, real dim, really low, so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I showed you guys pretty much how to make a switch or light or anything to kind of turn on with touch sensor. I just dropped one about how to pretty much use your voice to turn something on and off. Also with fire, also with water, a couple other ones with light. So here go one that's actually like a hit module. As you guys can see, you basically just hit this area right here, like how I just mentioned. Just make sure my battery is on so everything powered correctly. And yeah, so basically you just vibrate this area, touch it, hit it, it'll instantly activate your project. So this is good when it comes down to like different type of balancings. I know that for sure. People make balancing robots all the time. People make all type of different stuff that involves with vibration. And it's good to kind of record that, you know, maybe if something vibrates, I want something else to activate because it's not supposed to vibrate. So just here go another something you can add to the mix if you could possibly prevent that from happening. So pretty dope. Okay, so let's get into the construction process of the actual hit module. Let's get into the code of the actual hit module. Let's just integrate this into our project because we want to activate something for when our project vibrates and we want them to be in sync. Let's get into it. Okay, so jumping into the construction work, as you guys can see all the way to my left hand side, I actually have my black wire, which indicates it goes from there to my ground, have them on the same exact line. Then right here for my next one, I actually have my red going into my volts. I just so decided to use my 3.3 volts. And then lastly, I use this one for my signal, which actually goes into my 4th pin. So basically, lastly, I coded it to actually activate the LED to go through the 12th pin and the ground. And typically, that's pretty much it. And you can basically connect it anywhere, connect the power port anywhere, and then also connect your ground and whichever power port, like I just mentioned, anywhere. I just so happen to just pick this one because I know that has a resistor built into it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So if you want to use this for anything else, I mean, obviously a light is just really basic, straight to the point. But if you want to just use this for anything else, you can also incorporate this into the project that you already created. That's pretty much it. Let me just show you guys how it look right here. So as you guys can see, we got S over here. You have your ground for the black, S for your blue, which you can pick any number, like how I always say. I just so happen to pick the actual number 4 just because, no specific reason. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Let's get into this code. All right, so jumping into the code. So jumping into it in the beginning, we have int LED equal to 12. So we're gonna use port 12 specifically, have that semicolon, just close it off. and that's where we're gonna have our light. That's why I had it in port 12 for the power to come out, and then the ground right next to it. So then next we have our hit. So this is gonna be our hit module, and I actually use port 3. Like I said, I could use any port on Arduino, same thing with the light, but I just so happen to just use these specifically for this little video demonstration example. Next I have val. This is important, that way the actual Arduino can know once the actual hit module is being hit and now it done detected that it has been in motion, or the spring move, or it wiggles, or it has any type of vibration in it to let you know that it's not balanced. It'll basically trigger to let the Arduino know, okay, it's now time to activate it, or whatever conditions that's set in place in the code, it's time to activate that. So then I have void setup. What I basically want to set up, I want pinMode inside of my LED, because I want power to actually go through the LED, and I want it to go out of the board and onto the LED, into the LED to turn it on. The next I have pinMode, and I have hit for the hit module, and basically it's gonna input. So how before I have output for the LED, because that's how I want the board to basically output electricity. For the hit module, it will input the actual signal for the light to turn on. So that's the difference between the two. The hit module, it don't need any electricity to go through it. There's already electricity going through it. It's just more so giving the board a signal once it's inputted. Basically, once that spring in the inside start moving, that's like an input to let the board know, yo, whatever conditions that you want set in place for when this thing vibrates, move, knocks, get hit, get touched. Now I want you to activate whatever thing you want to turn on, whatever project you want to turn on, whatever electronic you want to turn on. So next I have my void loop, what I want to loop. I have val equal to digitalWrite shock, how I'll be able to read it. Next I have my conditions, my if and else statement. So if val equal to high, which basically means turns on, have digitalWrite LED low, which means they'll turn off. Then I have my else, I have digitalWrite LED high, which basically means turn on. So that will basically be my conditions, and that's why when I make any type of vibration, hit it, move it, tap it, like how I just showed you in this video, you can see that it actually turns on. And then once the spring stops, it goes back to its normal state of actually being low, which means to turn off. So when it's getting hit, it's high. When it's not being hit and the spring instantly just moves back into place, then it's at low, which means turns off. And that's the entire code.
And that concludes this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really do help my channel when it comes down to the YouTube algorithm. If you guys have any questions regarding anything, just hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the gram at DreThePlug 123. And then also go check out my other YouTube channel. This is actually my second channel. My first one was called Andre ClassicCuts. I basically go in and give tutorials about all types of different haircuts. I actually show people how to do different type of things with the clippers that has never been done. And I pretty much go into detail as to why certain things happen. So definitely go check out that channel. Besides that, be on the lookout for my next content that's dropping. Be on the lookout for it because it's coming real soon. And I'm out.